Oh, how's it going, people? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, 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 welcome. It is February the 11th. And yeah, I must say, on some level, the inevitable has happened. Something we have talked about on streams for the longest period of time, especially after summer window, and more importantly, during January window. The sad part has happened. Another injury for Arsenal, and it has also happened in forward department. In 1 week, we have Martinelli injured, who is out for 4, 5, if not even 6 weeks. And today, one of the latest news, Kai Havertz is also seen injured. Obviously, we don't know the extent of injury and anything, but the reports are that apparently Havertz has some sort of a muscular injury. And yeah, that's where it all stands basically at the moment. So we gotta definitely talk about that. We're gonna talk about our attacking issues now, what we could do, what we could try to do, and how our attack currently is looking with all the injuries that we have recently gotten and have gotten long term. We also gonna look at some transfers, and we of course gonna talk about some other bits and bobs here or there. But ultimately, of course, one of the main focuses for today is gonna be the Kai Havertz injury. So yeah, of course, if you're new around here, subscribe, lick the like button, smash it, destroy it, click it, however you do it, just do it. Helps the algorithm, helps a lot, let's be real, takes only 1 second and doesn't cost a thing, of course. And leave your thoughts down in the live chat, let's tackle them, let's discuss them and everything. And of course, if you're watching the playback, leave your thoughts down below. So basically, what we're gonna do, we're gonna kick things off, of course, with the problem at hand, which basically is Kai Havertz. It is Kai Havertz. And big up Nally already here before the stream even kicked off and saying Havertz is injured, Trossard at false 9. Obviously, she is from Belgium and she loves Trossard, so that means Trossard is one of her favorite players, at least in Premier League at Arsenal, so she would love to see Trossard as a number 9. But obviously, this doesn't bode well. This doesn't bode well long term for Arsenal, let's be real. During the week, early after the Newcastle game, of course, Martinelli was injured, and Ranieri came on to replace him. Now they all flew to Dubai, reward for failure, if I may say. And of course, on top of that, today, few hours ago, not even that long, but genuinely a few hours ago, it's breaking news that Arsenal striker Kai Havertz has suffered a worrying muscular injury while training in Dubai. The issue is hamstring related, but full diagnosis is still unconfirmed. And of course, hamstring injuries is one of those tricky ones you can deal with. Grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, of course, depending on the situation. The fact that it says worrying muscular injury says a lot, doesn't it? Says definitely a lot. But yeah, this was one of the biggest things we were talking about during January transfer window specifically. We talked about this, of course, also in summer transfer window. The fact that our attacking department is very bleak. It's looking very thin. Our squad was thinner in general compared to last year and years before. And now, of course, we are paying the ultimate price. Last year, we avoided the injuries left, right, and center. And it was bound to happen eventually that we will get certain injuries to certain players. The hope was if we get injuries, it's in a place where we can replace them. But ultimately, we cannot do this right now. We genuinely cannot. And whether you want to put this on Kroenke, whether you want to put it on Arteta, it's all by how you look at things. Because arguably they both are at fault. Because you could say Kroenke, they didn't invest money, but they have invested. Arteta has just spent it very broadly and very unwisely. Let's just put it that way. He has wasted it. Let's just say pound per pound. And of course, then there's the Mikel Arteta argument, because he has played Kai Havertz every single game possible this season almost, and even the previous season, and almost for full 90s predominantly. And that is the biggest issue. He wasn't injured at all. He was getting some yellow cards. Obviously, we were very annoyed with the fact that he's our main guy and everything. And let's not focus on that. Let's not focus this time on the issue that he's missing lots of chances. He could have been about 25 goals if he could finish his dinner and stuff like that. Let's focus just on the fact that, again, Kroenke, Arteta have left the club short. They have left the club short in one of the most important departments in general. And with Martinelli out, with Saka being out, with now Havertz being out, it basically leaves us with 3 attacking options. With Trossard, with Martinelli, with Trossard, with Raheem Schillings, and Ethan Vanieri, who has also just come back from injury. So basically, what we're looking at currently for the game against Leicester in less than a week, generally in few days, you could also say, is the attacking trio of Martinelli, as I just said, Vanieri, Trossard is a number 9 predominantly, of course, and Raheem Schillings on the left. That's how it looks like. We actually don't have any other forwards in the club, unless you want to count, of course, Kabia, the youngster, and the butler Oyedeji, the other youngster. And this now brings me to the second part of this topic. Should Arsenal basically take a punt and play Oyedeji at striker? Because to a certain extent, we have no other options. We genuinely have no other options. The inevitable has become reality, ultimately. That's what we were talking about, discussing over the months, over the countless months on this stream. And now we have to deal with it. Because there was no chance that we would go this whole season, just like last season, predominantly without injuries. And now we have to pay the price. We haven't recruited properly over the years. We haven't spent the money properly over the years, especially in the attacking department, let's be real. And now, again, as I said, 2 times, third time's the charm. We have to pay the price. It's bad enough that we are forced to sub on Kieran Tierney in left wing in recent times. Now we don't even have a proper number 9, sorry. And now this basically brings me to the option. Should Arsenal play Oyedeji at striker? Because we have no other option. And now we are again back to this situation where, due to injuries and some another unrelated circumstances, we are forced to play youngsters in the team. Obviously, it gets spun due to PR in a very positive light that, oh, Arteta is giving the chance to the youth. He's giving the chance to these young players, these players he never gave a chance, because we were talking and moaning about this for years since he has become the manager, right? But at the same time, most of the players he has played as youngsters, and this predominantly is Miles Lewis-Skelly and predominantly Ethan Vanieri, again, is due to the fact that we got injuries. We genuinely had injuries in those positions, and we basically had nobody else to turn to. We have put our season again on the shoulders of teenagers. And now we are again, a few weeks later, in a position where we will potentially have to put our number 9 spot on a player who pretty much hasn't played for Arsenal's main squad whatsoever, in Butler Oyedeji. Potentially. Obviously, I don't know whether Arteta is going to play as a number 9, he's going to play Trossard or him, who knows. But we are at that point. Yes, it might be maybe premature to say these things because the diagnosis on this injury hasn't been confirmed, whether it's grade 1, which is few weeks, grade 2, which is around the month 2. If it's 3, then it's basically curtains, let's be real. But ultimately, it's not looking good, bruv. It genuinely is not looking good. And again, this is solely on Arteta and the ownership at the end of the day. There's nobody else to blame. Nobody else to blame. Because Arteta signed Havertz for 65 million. Put him on 280 grand a week. And he had to justify this signing. And he has played him in pretty much every single game. And many times for the full 90, for the most part. Whether it has been a number 9, whether it has been a number 8, it's irrelevant in this stage. He has just done it because he hasn't signed an adequate backup. It's not an adequate situation. We don't have adequate reinforcements in the team. And now we pretty much can sit here and say that season is done. If it wasn't already, if there was even, let's just say 0.5%, 1% hope that the season wasn't done, let's be real, it is now. It genuinely is now. There are no other options currently. Genuinely no other options. Either we basically gonna play now Vanieri for full 90, Schillings for full 90, I mean Raheem Sterling if you don't know, and Trossard for full 90, or Arteta basically will be forced once again to put Kabia from the bench, to sub on Oyedeji from the bench. Players who pretty much haven't kicked the ball for Arsenal's first team whatsoever. And this is now the big concern. Can they actually sustain this? Is this decent enough? Martinelli will be back mid-March, late March. There are rumors that Saka might be back late March, early April. And with these injury crises that we are currently now in, especially in the forward department, let's be real. Arteta again might force a player back from an injury sooner than he should be coming. For me personally, Saka shouldn't play at all this season. Especially with Havertz's injury, we might as well write it off, park the bus, get the top 4, and try again next season in hopes that we actually can sign some proper players to elevate the squad and sign proper backups. That's what I would do. But Arteta, in his infinite wisdom, might do the same thing he did with Rice. Played him with a broken toe against Chelsea. Same what with Odegaard with busted ankle against Chelsea. Same goes for Benjamin White. He played him injured in necessity of a surgery for how many months before he actually did it? Where he basically broke down. So this is the big issue right now. What is Arteta going to do? What is Arteta going to do? That is the big question for me now. And the options for him to basically get out of this mess is pretty much all of them are, let's just put it that way, let's just put it this way, deadly in one way or another, and in not a good kind. It's all in bad limelight, because either he will have to play players for full 90, or he will have to rely on Kabia and Oyedeji potentially. And let's be real, Oyedeji is 22, and he hasn't kicked a ball for Arsenal's main team pretty much whatsoever. Isn't that telling you something that he's not good enough? Yes, he is maybe balling in Premier League too, in the second team. Okay, cool, but in Premier League and in big games, I have no idea. So in Champions League, whoever we're gonna play, Feyenoord, PSV, AC Milan, Juventus, whoever, we might be looking at the option in Champions League having Butler or Oyedeji at striker against those teams. In Premier League, we have some tough games coming up, let's be real. And again, we are looking at the same issue, playing Butler or Oyedeji at striker potentially. But is this how a club that is arguably top 3 club in Premier League in England, one of the biggest clubs in the world, and the club that should be going for titles and cups every single season, a club that was renownedly known for having world-class, high-end level strikers like Campbell, may he rest in peace, like Ian Wright, like Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, like Van Persie, Anelka, Adebayor, like to some extent Olivier Giroud, even Alexis Sanchez, Aubameyang. Should this be a situation where this club should be in? This is genuinely out and out on Kroenke's, and in the last 5 years on Arteta. He had on silver platter, he got given golden boot winning Aubameyang, who basically gave him that FA Cup. What he does, bins him for free. Just let him go. Doesn't care. Like, who does that? It's been 3 years, we still haven't replaced him. We still don't have a striker up top, a proper one. This is total and utter disgrace on the highest level from this club. But the best part is, there will be no accountability. Of course, I'm saying this sarcastically, the best part. But there will be no accountability from Arsenal fans. All the top gooners will lap it up. They'll say, oh, he got unlucky, that's why we didn't win the league. Oh, we got top 4. And let's be real. Whether you like Havertz or not, whether you like his technical ability or not, he was part of the squad, at least in Mikel Arteta's eyes, an essential part of the team. Essential part in the build-up, in the press, in defense even, in the midfield to some extent. And now, we are basically being hung out to dry. What we gonna do? Because currently, there are no options almost whatsoever what we can do. Especially if it's true and he has a hamstring injury. And the fact that it says suffered a worrying muscular injury, it could be for an extended period of time. It could be till the end of the season maybe. What are we gonna do till the end of the season? Because I don't want Saka being rushed back because of Arteta's inabilities to manage players, to sign proper players and everything, he forces back Saka with a risk of getting even harder injury. And let's be real, Saka hasn't played for ages. He just had a surgery. He's training on separate regime. He has separate schedule how to train. Oh, he's ahead of schedule. Nice PR move, but ultimately, one wrong tackle, he's out. He's totally out. And also, Saka won't be the same player as soon as he comes back. He will need time to basically readjust, to basically get into gear. And any player who comes back, from ACL injuries, especially attackers, more often than not, are not the same. Nowhere near the same. There are anomalies like Messi, Ronaldo's and stuff like that. But ultimately, we don't need many proof. Look what happened to Michael Owen, for example. Torres, look what happened to them. It's actually insane. Big up Kwame. Big up Kwame in the chat. I am not surprised Havertz is injured. So the buy chip success, isn't it? Exactly. I'm not surprised that Havertz got injured with how Arteta manages the squad and his basically uselessness in that regard. Success Dubai trip. Oh, Arsenal are going to Dubai trip. We are rewarding failure to fall out of every single cup, not signing everyone in January. But okay, we are going to Dubai. Last year we came back from Dubai and we were incredible, unstoppable, scintillating, dangerous, and everything. We were all that all of a sudden. And top gooners when Arsenal this season flew to Dubai. Oh, it's gonna be the repeat of last year. It's gonna be fantastic, phenomenal. Believe. Tell me, what can I believe in this? Whole season there have been marks that Arsenal are gonna do nothing this season. There were indications that we will get injuries to some serious big players in our team. And it has happened on multiple occasions. We made our squad with intention to being this small. And ultimately now, we are paying the price. We are paying arguably the ultimate price for our inabilities, for our joke of a manager in this instance, and joke of ownership. And if anyone tries to spin this in a positive limelight, there is none. Let's be real, there is no limelight. There is no positivity. There is no silver lining to this. Only silver lining of this would be Kroenke's out and Arteta out. Only two silver linings. Nothing else is acceptable. Because, oh, we are only 6 points behind Liverpool. Believe in what? Believe in what? Liverpool tomorrow play against Everton. Do you think Everton will get a result against Liverpool? They might not. But does that matter at this stage, specifically right now, when our attack is championship level attack, besides Vanieri? And let's be real, Vanieri has been coming on as a sub for numerous times this season. When we had Saka, when we had everyone fit, and he still was outdoing on the pitch every single goddamn attacker we had in the team, besides arguably, of course, Saka. He was outdoing every single one. So what we gonna do now? Put whole weight of Arsenal, the fan base, the expectations, the PR, the media pressure on his shoulders, ultimately. And that's what Arsenal have been known for years. We did that with Nasri, Cesc Fabregas, Jack Wilshere, Ramsey. We did that with Saka. Van Persie left for the same reasons. Obviously, he wasn't as young, but he left for the same reasons. And now we're gonna do that for a 17-year-old Vanieri. What? How is this club even managing to be in top four? Is the big question. An even bigger question: will we be in the top four by the end of the season? That is even a bigger question at this rate. Will we even be in top four by the end of the season? Because the injuries and the rate we are getting these injuries is unacceptable. Unacceptable, to say the least. Let's be real. Saka should be left alone, exactly. But you know that Arteta, if there will be a slight glimpse of him potentially getting rushed back sooner, he will take that. Because our attack already was as thin as it was and toothless as it was. Without Saka, we have genuinely the most toothless attack. It's like for 19-year-old granddad. He takes out his prosthetics and everything, and he can eat genuinely only, I don't know, soup. That's what Arsenal is. No steak, no sauce, no nothing, just soup. And that's about it. Currently, Arsenal have championship level attack in the team. Championship level attack. And the worst part is, nobody is gonna keep anyone accountable for this. Nobody. Nobody is gonna look at Arteta. Nobody is gonna look at Kroenke. Nobody's gonna do anything. Oh, Havertz got injured. Unlucky. Get well soon, Kai. And that will be about it at the end of the day. Nobody is gonna call this stuff out. That is the worst part. No accountability. It looks that way. Havertz hamstring injury. No signings in January, exactly. And it's totally unacceptable. To the maximum extent unacceptable. Our excuse is beyond madness. We should sign Osimhen, but no, Arteta doesn't want a striker, exactly. We should sign a striker, we should sign this, we should sign that. Oh, but don't worry. Oh, don't worry about this. Benjamin Šeško still favors a move to Arsenal this summer. We still gonna get him. Give over. Give the F over. Let's be real. Get away. And it doesn't stop there, by the way. It genuinely doesn't stop there. Apparently, Tomiyasu, remember him? He's, by the way, still at the club. Nobody has heard from him or about him for about a year, what it feels like. He was injured for the longest time. He came back for one game. He came on as a sub and instantly got injured again. And now, news come out that potentially he will need another surgery. He's not even back from the first surgery and he's gonna have another one. He hasn't recovered. Arsenal is gonna explore another knee operation. Another player who has busted knees. It's bad enough that Jesus has busted both of his knees overall 3 or 4 times. Now it's same happening to Tomiyasu. Why are we signing these injury-prone players? What inkling do we have and what scouting we have if we sign predominantly injury-prone players? Injury-prone players. And the worst part is, if we don't sign injury-prone players, some of them we make injury-prone. For prime example, Thomas Partey. Almost no injuries in his career, playing under Diego Simeone, by the way. The guy who basically makes people run for their lives. Leave 110% on the pitch. Tackles, defensive, coverage, passing, shooting, everything. Comes to Arsenal, injured almost every single season for countless amounts of games. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Let's be real. And it says here, in 2023, Tomiyasu underwent an original knee operation which kept the 26-year-old out for 3 months. And now he needs another one. He actually needs another knee surgery. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Let's check this. Let's check this. This is inexcusable. Injury history. Look at this. Look at Tomiyasu's injury history. Look at this injury history for Tomiyasu. Look at this. He was injury prone before Arsenal, although he didn't miss that many games, although he was injured 3-4 times every single season he was at Bologna. And now compare it to Arsenal. First season, 11 games missed. Next season, 20 games missed. And now we look to this season specifically. This season specifically. Look at these numbers. Look at these numbers. He has missed almost every single game this season. It's actually unacceptable. Look how many games he has played in Premier League. 1. And that alone was a substitution. Look, knee problems, knee injury. He was subbed on against Southampton as a right back for 6 minutes. He played for 6 minutes in October 5th for 6 minutes, and then he's been injured for the rest of the goddamn season. He played 6 minutes. Money well spent, Arsenal. Legitimately, money well spent. Because for me personally, Tomiyasu is actually a very good player when he's on top of his form and he's not getting injured. Because there was a time when Tomiyasu was playing instead of Ben White, when Ben White was out for a few games. And Tomiyasu was playing so good, I totally forgot that we have even Ben White in the team to some extent. He was playing that good. But this season, look at this. Injured for the whole season and has played 6 minutes this season overall. 6 goddamn minutes he has played for Arsenal this season. 6 minutes! Are you dumb? 6 minutes for Arsenal this season. Let me check how much money is Tomiyasu on. I want to check this. Club. Wait. My bad. Click the Aston Villa instead of Arsenal. Arsenal. Here we go. On how big of a money is actually Tomiyasu? Salaries. Here we go. Who thought white on white is a good print? Is that dumbass? I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu is on 100,000 a week. Takehiro Tomiyasu. This yellow line is Takehiro Tomiyasu. 100 grand a week. 100 grand a week. 100 grand a week to play 6 minutes for the whole season. That is actually kind of insane. That is actually bargain of the century for Tomiyasu. Of course, I'm not blaming him. It's not our fault that his knees are made of glass. But hey, I guess it is what it is at this end of the day. Tommy is missing. Where is he exactly? Where is he? I haven't seen him at all. Haven't seen him at all. Okay, but I thought he was vanished. Exactly. Same thing. I thought he was... Yeah, he's injured. Yeah, he has knee injury. I thought he was vanished as well. That's the biggest thing. He has played one game. One game. He has knee problem. See, he has knee injury. Whilst being at Arsenal, he has cough, muscular. He had knee surgery, cough, knee injury from July 21st to October 2nd. That's genuinely 4 months. 4 months. July? Well, August, September, October. Okay, 2.5 months. He plays one game. One game, 6 minutes, and he's again been out ever since. Ever since. He had knee injury for a week, and then he has knee problems all of a sudden. This is actually kind of embarrassing to say the least. This is embarrassing to say the least. How does that even work? How does that even work? Let's look at Kai Havertz, by the way. Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz injury history. Look, he doesn't get injured whatsoever, pretty much. He is durable, and that is phenomenal to say the least. He has missed almost on average a game or two a season at worst. He missed one game this season. He missed one Bundesliga game here. Okay, he has missed 7 games in 1920 season. He missed 5 games with a knock. He had C19, of course, so that we might as well not count. He had a cold. He missed 1 game for Germany, and he had COVID again. Then he had influenza 2 times. He missed 1 game. At Arsenal this season, he has missed 3 games with knee problems, has missed 2 games being ill, and now what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen with him? He has been very durable, and the fact that Arteta has run this man into the ground because of his tactics and system and all that crap, we are paying the price. We genuinely are paying the price. Look at this. He's almost never injured, and all of a sudden he gets injured. How does that even work? And this is the most bizarre one, by the way. Thomas Partey, right? Look at his injury history. Thomas Partey's injury history, right? This is Thomas Partey's injury history. He played from 15-16 season at Atletico Madrid till 2021 season. So 5 years he played at Atletico Madrid. 5 years at Atletico Madrid. And overall, he missed 7 games. In 5 years, he missed only 7 games. Now look at Arsenal. In the 5 years he's been at Arsenal, look at how many games and how many times he's been injured. That doesn't fly at all. That genuinely doesn't fly. 6, 17, 25, 26, 40, 46, 46, 55, 80. He has missed 81 games overall at Arsenal in 5 years. 81 games in 5 years. 81 games. That's 16 games a season on average. From one of your best players? That doesn't cut it as well. That genuinely doesn't cut it. Last year alone, he missed 34 games. Last year, 34 games he missed. Year before that, he missed only 6. That was the 22-23 season when Arsenal were 8 points clear. We were genuinely flying. Before that, he missed 15 games. Like, his injuries get worse by the season, ultimately. Worse by the season. This season, somehow miraculously, despite playing as a right back, what it feels like half the time, he hasn't missed games at all. Knock on wood, he doesn't get injured. He is arguably our best midfielder. Obviously, Declan Rice has stepped it up this year specifically, not this season overall, but this year. But yeah, look, 7 games in 5 years he missed at Atletico Madrid. And then in 5 years at Arsenal, he has missed 81 games. The comparisons for this. That is actually kind of insane that it happens specifically at Arsenal. Genuinely happens at Arsenal. How does that even work? What does Arsenal do in training? And what's wrong with our medical staff and fitness coaches that we get so many injuries all of a sudden? How does that even make any sense whatsoever? Like, make it make sense. Tomiyasu, another knee surgery. Like, what the hell Arsenal are doing? What professionals have we hired that we look so poor? What professionals have we hired? Doesn't make any sense. Oh, by the way, but don't worry, Arsenal today, whoa, I clicked the link, my bad. That was my fault. Arsenal today have released new merch. Let's forget about Havertz's injury. Let's forget that Tomiyasu needs another surgery. Let's forget we have no attack, pretty much. We are second in the league, technically. 6 points, could be 9, behind Liverpool. Our season is falling apart with Saka's injury, with our attack being nowhere near it should be. Our lackluster performances, to say at best, by the way. Another merch. 15th time we have released merch this season. 15th time we have released more merch this season specifically than we have won games in Premier League. 15 merch releases this season. This club is shameless, to say the least. Do you think it's a coincidence that we released merch and then few hours later Kai Havertz is injured? Definitely not. It cannot be a coincidence. Cannot. They know what they're doing, because as soon as people get sad, depressed, some people go shopping. And where could they go shopping? Of course, Arsenal shop. Arsenal shop. I'm not gonna lie. Look at this. Look at this new merch. Adidas Viztech. It sounds Viztech. Viztech. More like Pistech. Not Viztech. More like Pistech, I'm not gonna lie, to say the least. And it's 80 pounds for this. 80 pounds for this. 65 pounds for the pants. So that means that if you want to buy the whole set, these two for yourself, you need to cough up 145 pounds. That's in pounds, by the way. In euros, that's what? In euros, that would be about 152, 153? 153 euros? Something like that. And to make it worse, you still have to pay for shipping. It's not for free, let's be real. You still have to pay for shipping. So ultimately, there's a possibility you have to pay over 200 pounds alone to buy this. 200 pounds. 200 pounds to buy this. Oh, but that's okay. They can afford it. Let's raise even more ticket prices. Let's make it as expensive as possible. They're pushing the pushing the limits with these things, and everyone's just eating it up. From what I have heard from people who go to the games every single time, and even when they pass Arsenal Stadium, right, and the merch shop, it's always busy. It's always full of people. It's never empty. It is never ever empty. There's always lines. You have to stay in queues and everything. It's always buzzing. It's always full of people. It never stops. It genuinely never stops. So what chance do we have to get Kroenkes out? To get, if you want Arteta out, for example, I want to. What chance do we have? Because until we start hitting it starts hitting Kroenke's pockets, like we fall out of Champions League into Europa League, there will be no action. There will be no movement. Kroenkes have invested 800 million for rehaul of the squad. Edu and Arteta said that when they came in, basically specifically Arteta, we had mediocre subpar players on super high overpaid wages. We need to get rid of that and now sign new players. But if we look at our squad now, it's the same thing. We have mediocre subpar players that are not good enough, by the way, and even on higher wages. And now how are we going to get rid of them? Because nobody is going to pay the same amount of wages we are paying them. At best, we can let them go for free, or basically sell them at a cut price deal. Special price for you, my friend. Basically, that's what it's going to be. Because a proper club on proper wages for a player could get, let's just say, for Zinchenko about 40 million. Let's be real. With 150 grand a week and everything, Arsenal should be getting 40 million. Let's be real. Arsenal should be able to get that. But more chances than not, they're going to get what? 25? 30 at best? Because they need to cover the losses. They need to cover this. You think it's a coincidence they ask very high money for the players when the teams want to buy them? No, they have to cover the losses of the wages. Because we have put them on such high wages. It feels like we are overpricing our own players. That's what it feels like. But it's not, because they're as businessmen, Richard Garlick, Tim Lewis want to cover the losses. Because that's what it's all about. At best, making it even. But holy crap, £145 for this set. Credit where credit is due, it actually looks pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. I like the grey with black and everything, that scale combination. I kinda like it. Personally, that's just my personal view. But I'm not gonna buy it. Let's be real. £145, are you dumb? To pay the extra about 40, 50 for shipping, that's £200. Does an average consumer, genuinely, the average consumer, do they have £200 just lying around like it's nothing? I don't think so. But this is what they're targeted for. They basically rely on your love and passion for the club so they can afford to squeeze the biggest amount of money out of you. As much money as they can. Because it's nothing else it can be. Arsenal these days is not a football club. It's pure on business. No passion, no anything. That's how we are treated. And I say this and I'm still gonna sit on this tree until, I guess, Kroenkes go, most likely. Will I see Kroenkes go in my lifetime? God knows. But ultimately, when we move from Highbury to Emirates, the name, the franchise, as the Kroenkes would say, yes, they moved to Emirates. But the whole soul, the actual essence of the club got left at the Highbury. That's how I see it. Because there is nothing of that anymore. In 2006, to some extent, this club lost a big part of their identity, and they are not recovering it. It's not coming back. It genuinely is not coming back. That's the sad part in all of this. Anyhow, some transfer news. Transfer news. Don't worry, we are preparing for summer. Preparing for the summer and everything. We are signing Juan goalkeeper. Another Juan goalkeeper. Juan Garcia in the upcoming summer window. Arsenal expect to sign him. The sources have told Football Insider. Who are the sources? God knows, they never revealed them, because it could genuinely be a yellow page story at best. Arsenal are now confident of agreeing a deal to make Garcia their second summer signing, with an agreement already in place over a move for Martin Zubimendi. I'm gonna be honest with you, I still don't believe the Zubimendi deal, and this Juan Garcia deal also. I have, at the moment, very little trust that Arsenal actually will do the right thing and sign him. It's not the right thing, but in general, they will sign him. I have very little trust in the club as well. Remember how it went down in summer. 30 million euro release clauses. Arsenal offered 20 million. That's not how release clauses work. You pay the money or you're GTFO at the end of the day. And Arsenal decided to test the waters. Oh, look, we tried and everything. Freaking buffoons. This club is genuinely rotten from top to bottom. It's painful, it's annoying, and the worst part is it feels like nobody cares. Nobody calls this stuff out. Everyone's just happy and fine and dandy. Oh yeah, this one. The Arsenal squad has a new nickname for Declan Rice, apparently. The Horse. Fucking Horse. We have Donkey in the attack. Well, he's injured now, so we don't even have that in the attack anymore. We have Donkey in attack, Horse in the midfield. Oh my god. It's Mikkel's farm, basically. He's building a farm because he has a dog, he has a donkey, he has a horse now. And on top of that, it's like... if you watch Nickelodeon... No, if you watch Disney Channel, there was a Mickey Mouse Funhouse, right? And at the moment, it looks like we have Mikel Arteta Funhouse. We have Tommy, we have Gabby, we have another Tommy, we have more Gabbies, we have 3 Gabbies, we have a Tommy, we have Declan and everything. It's a comedy show at the moment, what this club is. I'm not gonna lie, it genuinely is a comedy show when you look at things that are happening at this club. It's insane. And to add cherry on top of the cake, by the way, I'm not sure it's true or not, and I hope it's wrong. From bottom of my heart, I hope it's wrong. But it looks like, according to Sky Sports News, which basically could be PR and everything, but ultimately at the end of the day, it could not, we'll see. Arsenal have set an asking price of 100 million for William Saliba. True or not? I don't think so. I don't think he is worth that little, especially if Harry Maguire went for 80. Personally, I don't believe so. So only time will tell and we will see. Give me a second. Give me a second on this. Give me a second. I'm gonna rename a bit. Give me a sec. I'm gonna give me a second. I'm doing some stuff here. We're gonna get into that in a second. There we go. There we freaking go. Do you believe this rumor? Do you believe this rumor? Because I hope it's false. It should be false ultimately, because for me, Declan Rice, whether you like it or not, is not a 100 million defender. He should be worth more. He should be worth more. But knowing Arsenal, who knows? Obviously, Real Madrid have defender problems. Their center backs, their goalkeeper. Sorry, 3 center backs are injured in Alaba, Rudiger, and Militao. Their right backs, they probably at the moment are playing Valverde as a right back because Vasquez and Carvajal both are injured. So they need definitely defenders in their team, and Saliba obviously is their prime target, the number 1 target. Whether they're gonna wait till his contract pretty much runs out or what, who knows? Genuinely, who knows? Big up Nathan, big up my guy. 150 million, exactly. If Harry Maguire can go for 80 million, Why shouldn't Saliba go for 130, 135 million easily? Why? The thing is, we say 150 million. We know how Arsenal do business though. We know how Arsenal do business though. That is the sad part in all of this. We all know how Arsenal tend to do business. But don't worry, Arsenal need more money, so they release more merch. They have released more merch. Happy days. Happy days for every Arsenal fan, isn't it? Arsenal release more merch. The Arsenal Times Adidas Viztech collection available now. Who is gonna get it? Admit it in the chat. Who is gonna get it? Who's gonna buy this merch? Viztech. As I said, more like piss take. Genuinely. Yeah. Exactly. Arteta has a farm. Old Arteta had a farm. Meow. He has a horse, he has a donkey, he has a dog, he has everything. Exactly. Arteta had a farm. See, we're on the same wavelength. He had a farm. He has Win the dog, he has donkey, Win. He has Win the dog, he has the donkey, and he has the horse. He has everything. Arteta had a farm. Or the other way, as I say, it's Mikel Funhouse, like from Disney. It was Mickey Mouse Funhouse as a kid. Now it has this one, Mikel Funhouse. You know, Tommy's, Gubby's, family, hugs, kisses, loving everyone, and all this stuff. It's actually pathetic. I'm not gonna lie. This club is a joke. Utter joke, to say the least. But of course, let's cycle back to this. Kai Havertz suffered worrying muscular injury. The issue is hamstring related, but full diagnosis is still unconfirmed. So, Leicester City, be aware, be scared, because Raheem Schillings on the left, Trossard down the middle, and Wanyeri on the right. That most likely will be our attack. Would you do Saliba for Valverde swap? I would, but they still would need to pay us some money. Valverde is about what? 70 to 80 million type of player, maybe 90 if you push it. Saliba is about 120, 130, so they will need to pay about 50, 60 million on top, let's be real. You can try and sign a proper midfielder. Centre-backs like Saliba and players like that don't come around too often, let's just put it that way. They don't have time, because for Real Madrid they need to win now, or you get sacked, ultimately. Because fans keep club accountable. That is the big thing. So yeah. No Militao, first of all. Big up Marlon. Eder Militao, no, he has 2 hamstring injuries back to back and he's injured right now for Real Madrid, by the way. And Bastoni, he's a very good center back. Would wonder how he would do in Premier League, but obviously it's a bit different one. But yeah, Havertz has a hamstring injury. Apparently. This is not looking good. And this is the biggest thing. That's what I said. It looks like, I don't know if he will cook or not. He hasn't kicked the ball for Arsenal's main team yet, if I'm not mistaken. But Arsenal could be basically forced to play again Oyedeji and Kabia as substitutes. See, in Premier League 2, he has 10 games, 7 goals, 6 assists. So in under 21s, he is balling out. Genuinely balling out. That's what he is doing. However, he hasn't kicked the ball in Premier League, if I'm not mistaken. If it will show for me. Overall stats. See, he hasn't kicked the ball in Premier League. He has played in Champions League for 1 minute. He hasn't kicked the ball for Premier League. Make it make sense. I know it's 1 minute, but make it make sense. Genuinely. This is actually kind of nuts. This guy, 22 years old, never kicked the ball for Arsenal, could be the guy who leads our line in Champions League, for example, against Juventus, or AC Milan, or Feyenoord, or PSV, whoever. But this could be the guy. Imagine, never kicked the ball for Arsenal. It's utter disgrace. And again, these injuries and everything, just like injuries forced Arteta to play Wanyeri and Skelly, now gonna force him to play some other youth. And of course the PR department, Top Gunners, Arteta OnlyFans, and Arteta Sexuals will address this in a way that basically, oh, Arteta is a visionary. He gave youth the chance. No, he didn't. He was forced to give them a chance. Because how comes he didn't play any of the youth up until now? Just this season all of a sudden. He had chances to play youth. He had players he could actually put on the pitch. He just didn't. Because he didn't think they were good enough, obviously. Let's be real. But now we are sitting here and who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen? The injuries are forcing Arteta's hand. And ultimately, this will go two ways. Either Arsenal will genuinely crumble full time at the moment, or it will look insanely good. One of the two. In one instance, we could be the winners. In another instance, we won't be the winners as a club. Let's be real. Let's be real. We could have had Osimhen. Exactly. Last summer, we could have signed Tony. We could have signed anyone if we actually paid the money, but we didn't. We decided to sign Calafiori. Let's be real, who is many times injured, and he basically paid 45 million Calafiori, who is injured. He has been injured multiple times. And on top of that, he plays instead of Calafiori, a Haaland graduate in Skelly, who basically coming on, playing while he was injured, proved himself that he's better than Calafiori. Obviously, Calafiori offers quite a bit going forward. Defensively, he's a liability, and in that regard, Skelly looks much better. That is the mad part. This is the worst part, and this is this. And Arteta can't handle these guys. They would break Arteta exactly. At what point Mikel Arteta looks at himself in the mirror and says basically, I need to sign these big players, world-class players. I need to get past my stubbornness, my ego, my stupidity ultimately, and sign these world-class players. Because if you want to win something, you need to have world-class players, ultimately. Because the world-class players come with attitude. They come with mentality. Something that Arteta basically doesn't know nothing about. Because he has only yes men in his team. He needs players that challenge him. That genuinely challenge him. And he doesn't have those. He doesn't want those. Because he wants an easy opportunity at the job. 15 million a year only with yes men works like a charm. As soon as he would have signed Tony, Osimhen, players like that, and they would get dropped randomly because Havertz is playing in front of them, they would kick genuinely toys in the pram, and it would be a massive outrage in the fan base. It will be a massive outrage in the club. And we saw that with Aubameyang, we saw that with Lacazette and everything. See, all the players he couldn't handle, he instantly binned off. Lacazette, Aubameyang, Guendouzi, Ozil, he couldn't handle any of those. They instantly were, see ya, never want to see you again. Yet at the same time, those were the players, minus Ozil of course, who won him the FA goddamn cup. The cup that basically Aubameyang handed to Mikel Arteta on a silver platter. Golden Boot winning Aubameyang, by the way, he inherited. And he absolutely ruined him. And that is the big thing. Mbappe is playing like heaven. That's the thing. Mbappe, as wild as he stands, he has some shit games recent times, but he tends to step up these days. That is the big thing. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Arsenal right now. Because Arsenal's schedule, right, currently entails these games. These are the upcoming games for Arsenal. Leicester City away. I'm not feeling as confident with no attack. Then we have West Ham at home. Do you think Nottingham Forest in 2 weeks, 2 weeks specifically, 2 weeks away in West Ham will be a cakewalk? No, it won't. Then we have United at Old Trafford. As bad as United are doing, they always do well against us in Old Trafford. We struggle there, let's be real. Then we have Chelsea at home. They're in a free fall. Chelsea are struggling quite heavily. We smacked them up 5-0 last year. Let's be real. But who knows what's going to happen then? It's obviously still to be determined. And let's not forget, in between all of these games, There's Champions League. And imagine we go into Champions League again, as I said about 10-15 minutes ago, against Juventus or AC Milan with Oyedeji leading the line. Can you imagine the scenes? Can you imagine this happening? It's bad enough that we basically last year subbed on Edin Ketsia at Allianz Arena against Bayern Munich to try and get us a goal and save our season in Champions League in that regard. It's bad enough that we did it then. This season, we actually might need to use Oyedeji from the start to do these things. If everything goes basically to the worst extent. That actually is fucking embarrassing. Let's be real, that is embarrassing to the maximum extent. This club is utterly ruined. It's a joke thing, ultimately. It's embarrassment. And the worst part is nobody gets held accountable for all of this mess. Nobody. Because Mikel Arteta is the most protected manager in the history of football, by the way, by all these top gooners, Arteta only fans, Arteta sexuals, and everyone who glazes over Arteta. He is protected by everyone. He cannot do no wrong. As soon as you call this stuff out, you're toxic, you're negative, fuck off, support Spurs. As if those same people didn't have pants down for Son when he was one-on-one last year against City. It's utter embarrassment. Nobody's calling out Kroenkes, nobody's calling out Arteta, nobody's doing anything of the sort. That is the big issue. And that is a big, big issue in the fan base. I got cussed off about them 3 weeks ago, I think, on Twitter, right? I got cussed off when I tweeted or posted a stream link about Arteta out and Kroenkes and everything, right? I got cussed out by an Arsenal fan, right? He said, you're toxic, you're negative, we don't claim you, you're a fake fan and everything. I looked at the guy, I was about to answer, but then I looked at his profile picture on the goddamn Twitter, and it was shirtless Mikel Arteta as the profile picture. Shirtless Mikel Arteta, kid you not. And at that point, I instantly deleted my tweet. I didn't even tweet it. I was writing, I saw that picture and just basically backspaced it all out and said, well, there is no saving this guy. That is actually insane. He will play Sterling striker before he plays Oyedeji. Big opportunity on that. Let's not forget Mikel Arteta about a month ago, in interviews, pre-game, talked about potentially converting Ethan Vanieri into a striker. Remember those? Remember that interview? We might see even that sooner than we think. There actually could be that. He will run Vanieri into the ground now. Most likely, unless he rushes Bukayo Saka back or something like that. Vanieri recently came back from injury 2 weeks ago. Who knows what's gonna happen then? Who knows if we put... We are doing this year after year, what it feels like. Whole weight of Arsenal's season. Expectations, demands, media pressure and everything. We put on teenagers. Cesc, Nasri, we did that with Wilshere, Ramsey, we did that with, of course, Saka. Now we're going to do that with Ethan Vanieri. Which club does that? Which club does that? Kroenke said, we're going to get into the Champions League and then we're going to sprinkle this team with gold dust. What gold dust? More like ninja dust. Josh went to the stadium, farted and then spread it all across the pitch. More like ninja dust, not gold dust. On AFTV, they said if we go trophyless, conversation maybe need to be had. Only maybe. That's the thing. Only maybe. Only maybe. Why the fuck? Genuinely. After 5.5 years in charge by the end of the season. One trophy, 800 million spent. Arteta will have won 1 out of 20 something trophies obtainable in his time at Arsenal. Binned every season, Carabao FA Cups in 3rd or 4th round. Champions League, absolutely toothless, let's be real. And everything. And Premier League balled almost every single time. He's getting more money. He's getting new contract, 15 million a year and everything. Why? Why in this club we reward failure? We fall out of all the cups. Oh, good job, guys. As a reward, you all can go to Dubai. This year the same. Oh, you fell out of FA Cup and Carabao Cup? Good job. You go all out of to Dubai. The fact that we looked useless against Newcastle, the team looked 10 times better than us, it looked like they were 2-0 down on us, and they absolutely annihilated us, that doesn't matter. Oh, better luck next time. Our trophy run comes to an end. And everything. Why? But don't worry, guys. Genuinely don't worry. Just do not worry about this. Go buy the new merchant store. Go buy the new merchant store. New Adidas Piste collection. Go buy this one in the store. We need more money. Money for what? For more Dubai trips? USA tour in the summer or what? Like, come on, man. What the hell is this club doing? We have released more merch this season than we have won games in Premier League. How does that make any sense? Yeah, Tomiyasu is in necessity potentially for another surgery. That's the big thing as well. See? Wait, my bad. Misclick. See? Arsenal currently exploring the option for another knee operation on defender Tomiyasu with current long-standing injury. There might be another injury for Tomiyasu. Insane. Absolutely insane. Oi. Dubai just for meet and greet money and PR. Exactly. And we talked about this yesterday as well. There were Arsenal fans who gave Saliba sign his shirt and begged him to stay at Arsenal, not go to Real Madrid. How good is Butler Oyedeji? Let me show you. I can show you this. Overall balance. He hasn't kicked the ball in Premier League yet. He's played 48 minutes in FA Cup, 1 minute in Champions League. He has overall, in Premier League 2, he plays predominantly. This season arguably is his best season because in Premier League 2, this season specifically, in 10 games he has 7 goals, 6 assists, so 13 points out of 10 games. But if you look at his overall seasons, he hasn't kicked the ball in Premier League yet. And he's been out on loan multiple times. If I can find this here. Where view full stats, sorry. Let's look at this. See? He can he plays there. Okay, I'm gonna move the screen a bit and you will see this now. Links. Wait, wrong one. Links. You will see this. Look at his stats. These are his stats. Under 21, 60 games, 20 goals, 12 assists. Under 18, 29 games, 3 goals, 2 assists. Was on loan at Cheltenham. Didn't score on everything. Was on loan at Accrington Stanley. Didn't do anything. That's his record. That is his record currently. That's how good he is. Make from that as you will. Based on Transfermarkt, his worth is 100 grand. This is how good of a striker he is. Plus, he is 22 years old already, and he hasn't gotten a kick in Arsenal's main team yet. Just like Balogun, just like Mika Biereth, players like that. And we all ship them off, and they are balling in the other teams they have been sold out to. Balogun is injured, obviously, but Mika Biereth went to Sturm Graz, scored about, 15, 16 goals? He got 15, 16 GA in the first 12 games or something like that in Sturm Graz. Sturm Graz sold him half a year later for 12 million to Monaco. And in the first game for Monaco, he scored a hat-trick. That's what Mika Biereth did. Oh, Dios mío, this club is gonna give me an aneurysm one day, I swear to God. Does he have pace and good accuracy? Well, we will see, most likely. Maybe time will tell, but it looks like we will find out sooner rather than later based on our injuries currently. He had some pace. His finishing ability is decent. The thing is though, we haven't seen him in a high-end, high-stress, high-press, high dependability situations. It's all good and dandy when you do this in under 18s, under 21s, when you play against these teams. But when it comes to the big boys, it's a completely different setup. Because There's a difference when you go in under 21s one-on-one against Fulham under 21 team, or you are going, for example, one-on-one against Real Madrid in Champions League. Two completely different things. Same goes in Premier League. You can go one-on-one with, let's just say, Crystal Palace under 21 team, but in Premier League, for example, at Selhurst Park against the main Crystal Palace team, it's a complete different story again. The mentality is the big thing. Do we know that he's mentally strong in these regards? I have no idea, because he has been out on loan 2 times and he has done nothing there. 14 games at Cheltenham, however you pronounce it, no goals, no assists. 11 games at Accrington Stanley, no goals, no assists. In Arsenal 21, in under 18 team, we just saw 20-something games, 2 goals, 3 assists. This season he's balling though. In under 21s, in 10 games he has good results. However, he's 22 and he's playing for under 21s. So he's older than the team he's playing in and against. So he technically should be physically more developed. He should be stronger, faster, more technical and everything. Technically, right? Technically he should be. But maybe that's why he's doing better. That's like Chidobe Martin. Imagine if we still had Chidobe Martin on their young team, not at Manchester United. Imagine if we gave chance to Balogun instead of re-signing Eddie Nketiah on 100,000 a week. Imagine if we still had Mika Biereth. We gave Mika Biereth a chance even in pre-season and maybe in the season instead of selling him for 3 million to Sturm Graz. Why not? Now it looks like we will have to play Raheem Schillings at striker, Trossard at striker, or Arteta will do what he said in interviews about 3-4 weeks ago. He will try and convert Ethan Nwaneri into a striker. Why do we need that? How comes you cannot sign a striker, but you need all these conversions, internal solutions and everything? Absolute piss take. What's wrong with Tell deal? Why did we say no? I don't know. I actually don't know. Maybe it was the obligation or option to buy or something like. I have no idea. Maybe they want to pay 60 million if it's an obligation to buy. Who knows? Because Arteta doesn't like striker who can play on the wings and Spurs. Gabriel Jesus is a winger. Technically he is a winger. Let's be real. Aubameyang, he was a striker, he converted him into a winger and made him play left wing back, obviously, but it is what it is. So Havertz plays half the time on the right wing, he drifts out wide. But we only wanted Šeško. Club's mentality is so wrong. Hey, don't worry about Šeško, bro. Don't worry about Benjamin. Benjamin Šeško favors move to Arsenal this summer according to Code Offside and all this jazz. And he wants to move there to Arsenal over United and Chelsea. So the deal is still on. Don't worry, we actually might get him. He will, according to Arteta, he will be the answer, the final piece of the jigsaw to win it all. And be honest, Tell would destroy Arteta. You're telling me Tell would rather be in a relegation battle than play Champions League with us? I don't exactly. And why didn't we sign Šeško last summer? Because apparently, obviously, if you can believe media, Arsenal told Benjamin Šeško that he will be a secondary striker. The main striker in the team is going to be Kai Havertz, and Benjamin Šeško will be his backup dancer. That's why we apparently didn't sign him in the summer. That was one of the two things. Oh, he wanted bigger deal and everything. Nah, he didn't. Arsenal told him that he will be a secondary striker. Harry Kane, 60 million this summer. I read that. We talked about it yesterday or 2 days ago on the stream as well. That Harry Kane could be potentially available with his release clauses and everything. I don't think Arteta will sign him, even if he could have. Although, even though Harry Kane cannot play on the wing, as Arteta would love to most likely, he has every single thing, every other thing Arteta would love. He can score, he's good on the ball, he can run, he can distribute the ball, his link-up play is fantastic. He would be actually the perfect player, arguably. But he won't do that, let's be real. Arteta loves to cross the ball when his plan A and the only plan he's ever had in the game doesn't work. He could also be provided with the proper crosses potentially, but hey, it is what it is, I guess. To be honest, I don't want any player to think they will come in as a main guy. I need them to earn that. Obviously, of course, there are positions where you have to earn that, and they will. For example, if we talk about Saka's position, Odegaard's position, because obviously Arteta loves Havertz, Odegaard is like a son to him, Saliba, Gabriel, those players arguably are the ones that Arteta will never replace. He will sign some sort of a backup just so we have some. But overall, in perfect team, there should be a proper competition for almost every single position in the team. So each player can raise the ceiling for the other one, and basically they can compete against each other and raise the level for themselves and for the team overall. But hey, Arteta wants only yes men. He wants to keep everyone happy like a big family. So I wouldn't put my money on it. Let's just put it that way. Kane is a yes man, so that's good. Though, ex-Spurs, you never know. Although he was in our academy. The sad part is, we could have had Harry Kane in our team for the longest time. As a kid, Arsenal didn't sign him to a proper deal because there were issues about his weight, because he was a chubby kid at the time. I think that was the case why we didn't sign Harry Kane, if my memory doesn't deceive me now. We need a bully. Exactly, we need one. We genuinely need a bully. We need Diego Costa type of attacker. By the way, he's a free agent at the moment. Just saying. But it is, but I'm not going to talk about that. So, potentially, it could be Tony. We had a chance. Let's be real. We had a chance at some other player. Just Osimhen, of course. Gyökeres. We had a chance to sign them all. Yeah, could have had Kane and Eze for free. Let's be real. We could have had Lookman as well. Wasn't Lookman in our academy? Or am I tripping? Am I thinking about Malen at the moment? Yeah, Haaland is bullying Madrid at the moment as well. It's actually kind of insane. If you think about the players Arsenal actually could have had in their squad, but only due to some decision making from non-football people, arguably, who are in the hierarchy, we have lost quite a bit of talent. Imagine if we didn't lose Omari Hutchinson. He would be perfect in this team to some extent. Oh, but we let him go for free to Chelsea. He played about, 90 minutes, 120 minutes overall at Chelsea. And then Chelsea sold him for 25 million to Ipswich Town. Job well done. For example, that's another one. Well, Valverde was at training. Which training ground? Eze would leave Palace. He's an ex-Arsenal player, plus Eze has said that he would love to play for Arsenal in return. Although, the thing is, he would be about 50-60 million. Same goes. Why we didn't sign Michel Olise? Why we didn't sign Olise? Anyone can answer me that? Why we didn't sign Olise? When we had the chance last summer. Zlatan, well, yeah, Zlatan too. Denis Suarez, fuck me. Luis Suarez, we had a chance. Still waiting on Benzema or Julian Draxler, Steven Nzonzi, Jan Villa, Jose Mouar. The amount of players we could have signed and everything. It's actually kind of insane. And we didn't. And that arguably has ruined the team to quite some high extent. Long term. Let's just put it that way. Long term to some extent. But I guess it is what it is. Yeah, but the breaking news for today, of course, Kai Havertz injured. We're waiting for test results, and we will see where this leaves us. Most likely tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we will find out what is what and where we stand with his injury. So, yeah, it could have been Fire 11. Wenger has talked about the fact that he could have signed even, what's its face? Cristiano Ronaldo, and he didn't. Same something about Messi as well, he said, but that could be also PR. But there have been lots of players we could have signed, and we just didn't. Because we could have signed N'Golo Kante. We signed instead Granit Xhaka, right? Emery wanted Zaha, and he got Nicolas Pepe. Emery wanted Fabinho from AS Monaco, who went afterwards to Liverpool. And Arsenal gave Emery Lucas Torreira, who has birthday, by the way, today as well, if I'm not mistaken, and stuff like that. There are lots and lots of these. We want one and we get someone. Basically, we want Prime Prada version of a player, and we get Temu version of a player, ultimately, or AliExpress or something like that. Yeah, man, better not rush Saka back, and that's my biggest worry at the moment. Because yesterday there were talks that Saka is ahead of recovery schedule, first of all. With all the attack injuries, there are already talks that he could be back late March. Just saying. And knowing Arteta, how he rushed back Odegaard during his ankle injury, Rice during his injury, he played Saka injured as well, he played Ben White with the necessity of a surgery. I'm not gonna lie, to save his job, I wouldn't put it past him. Wouldn't put it past him to some extent. I'm not gonna put it past him. Just saying it right now. But hey, go figure. This club is currently in a massive disarray, and it's a joke. Let's just put it to some extent. It's a joke thing what's happening at the club at the moment. So let's see where we land in the coming days. But yeah, it's not looking good. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, I think today, from me, that will be it. If you haven't already, click the like button, like it, destroy the like button, subscribe if you're new around here, leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Have a nice evening this evening, have a nice day tomorrow, enjoy football that's currently happening, Champions League, enjoy the football tomorrow. Take care, stay safe, have a great evening, as I said, and see you all tomorrow. Kroenke out, Arteta out. Peace.